Hi, I'm Myra Kornfeld. I'm a cookbook author and cooking instructor, and I have lots of techniques to make your cooking life a whole lot easier. Today I'm going to make caramel corn using 3 kinds of natural sweeteners to give it that authentic caramel flavor. I have to start with the popcorn. I'm going to pop it using extra virgin coconut oil, which is the perfect fat to pop popcorn with. I'm melting it over medium heat here, and then I'm just adding enough kernels to coat the bottom of the pan. I'm going to let it melt. I'm adding my popcorn kernels. I just want to make sure that everything is in a single layer. I'm stirring it to make sure everything gets a little oil in there. Now I really only need 1/3 of a cup of popcorn for this recipe, but I'm making a little extra. I like to have a little extra popcorn on hand. As long as everything is touched with oil. So now I can cover the popcorn and wait a couple minutes until it starts to pop. When you hear it popping like this, be sure to shake it back and forth, just to help it along. This is literally popping right out of the pot. Now that it's silent, we're finished. I might have put in a few too many kernels because it's just popping out of the pan, but it looks beautiful. So I'm removing this to a bowl, and we can see that all of the kernels popped perfectly. Now I'm going to remove 8 cups for this recipe. So now I'm whisking my syrups together. I'm using here some rice syrup. Rice syrup is a really nice low-key sweetener, but since it's kind of gooey, I put a little oil in the measuring cup to help this come out a little faster. I'm using a little bit of maple syrup and some barley malt. Again, I oiled my measuring cup here. So now I'm going to whisk these all together, kind of sticky and gooey, to get them all in one mess. The flavoring together gives us perfect caramel flavor, caramel taste. So now I have here my corn, my syrup, I'm going to mix those in just until coated. And I'm going to add a little salt too to the whole mix. And I'm going to add some peanuts here. And I want to get this nicely coated, everything coated. So keep mixing until all the kernels are coated evenly. So I'm ready to spread it out onto a parchment covered baking sheet. Make sure that your baking sheet has sides, because when this gets hot, it gets bubbly, and you want to make sure it stays on the tray. So I'm getting this all out and spreading it. One tray is perfect for one recipe. I'm transferring this to my 375-degree preheated oven. It's going to cook for 15 minutes, and I'm going to stir it twice. This was 5 minutes in the oven, so now it's important to give it a stir. You can see that it's starting to brown on top, and we want this to cook evenly. So I'm just going to mix everything up here and then send it back into the oven. This is at 10 minutes coming out of the oven, so one more stir around, and that's all it's going to need. Another 5 minutes in the oven. This step of stirring is really important so that it cooks evenly. This is totally ready right now. You can see the sugars have caramelized, they're bubbling, and they're really golden brown. Now I'm going to let this wait for about 10 minutes before I try to pull it off the tray. Now that the caramel corn has cooled for about 10 minutes, I can break it up into clumps and put it into a bowl. Now you'll notice that it's still a little bit sticky. That's okay. I'm going to put it in a bowl here and then place this in the refrigerator for 10 minutes, and that'll just finish it off and completely firm it up. Now after spending 10 minutes in the refrigerator, they're super crispy. I could break up the clumps a little bit more. They're ready to eat. Delicious.